Good morning, everybody. This is Luke and Steve at OWLS TV. We wanted to talk to you today about trying to be a part of the OWLS sales team. We are currently putting together some group interviews, and we wanted to talk to you a little bit about the business itself, what it entails, what we're looking for, and we're getting a pretty good hang of this now, right? We've been making a lot of cold calls lately, and we've even put up a couple of videos on that. But let's talk a little bit about, I mean, you've got first-hand experience, right? You have been, so just to give you a quick synopsis, I've been basically doing predominantly all of the sales, and now finally we have an opportunity to expand the team. Steve has come on, and Steve, you have experience in the past of having phone work. You've been able to work by yourself. You have recruited. You're an excellent recruiter, so you know what it takes to be making calls daily. How has the experience been for you, and what can you let other people know about sort of what this is and what it entails?
Well, the experience for me has been, it's surprising. What I'm doing essentially is calling people to give them free samples. I'm not even trying to sell them. So it's the response that you get with people is surprising. It changes the whole dynamic. When you make a call and people answer the phone and they think you're trying to sell them, and then you offer them something free, it does. The guard comes down, people are a lot more willing, unless somebody feels that they don't want to bother with the responsibility. Maybe they're making a mistake by bringing something into the store that they shouldn't. But what I end up doing is just letting people know, hey, we want you to have the product, we want your feedback, that's what's valuable to us. And we're pretty confident that the product stands on its own. And that's what I'm finding. People are getting the product, and then when we call back, the response is always positive.
We need to get a few of those. It's like the call, and it's like, hey, this is Steve with OWLS, or this is Luke with OWLS, and there's like a little pause, and
You're
like,
the pause.
Oh,
yeah,
you're the OWLS people? It's like, yeah, we're the OWLS people. Or else it's like, what was in those gummies? And I'm like, oh shit, we're sorry, we didn't tell you, take half a gummy. Take half a gummy, don't take the full one. If you've got no experience and you're, in the middle of nowhere and you've never smoked marijuana, like, definitely take half a gummy. So I think it's really nice when we get that feedback from people, but
that's the easy part.
Well, that's the fun part. So I suppose the step one is, and just to give you a quick synopsis, we are trying to do things differently here. The one thing you'll always see with OWLS, and that's the owl. We should maybe even do a video talking about owls in general, how they are. They're very different. They're like their own specimen of bird, right? It's like an owl is like the eagle to the day is like an owl to the night. And I think that owls in general, owls are extremely intelligent. They have foresight. They're not to be fucked with.
They're predators.
They're predators. They're predators. And at the same time, they also have this sense of wisdom, right? And foresight. And I really believe that we are doing something different here. And so what we were thinking of, when we were trying to create different ideas, right? Like, who enjoys, like, hey, why don't we get like 50 people? Let's all put them in a room together, and let's put them in their own little cubicle in a box, and let them just like dial all day long. And let's not even give them breaks. I'm joking, right? Really what we want is something a little bit more free. We're dealing with the COVID, and we have been talking a lot about having brand ambassadors be in specific states. So if we break this down to a couple of different things, right? So the first thing is we've got the cold calls. Cold calls are, we have a list of people, we use our CRM database. We make the calls. We say, hey, is this Steve's Smoke Shop? It is. Have you heard of Delta 8 yet? Oh, you haven't? Okay, well, let me tell you a little bit about it. I want to send you some samples. Can I send you some? Who's the person to speak to? What's their email address? are you selling Delta 8 yet? Who's the manager? Job done. We're going to send you this in the mail. And then after that, give it a week, send them the tracking information, follow up. So that's step one, get them the samples. And what we're figuring out right now is how many samples do we need to send out in order to get people to make a purchase. And then when they make the purchase, how long to do the reorder. And so after the first part, which is do the cold call, get the samples out, the next step is, and this is where we're thinking maybe you could come in or brand ambassadors could come in, is it would be great if we actually had hubs in different states where if we were to, let's say, focus on, I don't know, Cincinnati, right? It would be that we'd have someone in the Cincinnati region, we'd send the samples out, those people would then physically go into the store, say, hey, I'm a member of the OWLS team, I see you just got your products, do you have any questions about them? Here is, and just talk a little bit about it and really create a relationship, a local relationship. Because I think that people, yes, they want to be away from each other and, it's the digital age and everything can just be ordered online, but there's that sense of when you have a human interaction, I think it really makes a difference. And I think that with every one of you who watch these videos, I feel that we have a lot of passionate people, passionate about Delta 8, passionate about OWLS, want to get involved in the industry. And as I said, I think a lot of this stuff can be taught. Like, how difficult, what would you say are some good traits of people who are maybe considering coming on board or getting this stuff done?
Look, you could sell this stuff. There's so many ways to go about doing it. If you want to do it where we're going to have the number one requirement is that somebody actually believes in the product. That's the number one. So it isn't actually a sales pitch. It's just sharing information. So the ideal person is somebody who really gets benefit out of this, is passionate about it, and also has that propensity to share their good fortune. Somebody who wants to share their wealth. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if you have any service experience, from being in a restaurant, in a bar, any phone experience is great, making calls. Any, databases, HubSpot, I think is a serious plus.
Or if you've already got familiarity with smoke shops, with the industry, you got relationships.
Yeah, you want to be a part, and that's the other thing. Hey, and this is the other thing. It doesn't need to be like, hey, you need to have all of these things and hit it out of the park. But I mean, if you want to be a part of the cannabis industry, of the hemp space, you don't know how. I think this is something that can offer a springboard for a lot of people to get some experience and be a part of a team and be a part of a growing brand that is.
This is the concerns people are going to have. If we find somebody who has all the skills and interest, they're going to want to know that we have the ability to follow through. And if we're going to make sales, the product's going to show up.
I mean, they may have those fears, but I don't have those fears.
No, but that's the concern.
Make sure that they
also,
of course they're going to show up, and of course we're going to have stock, and of course we're going to have inventory.
And there'd be no interference on their relationship with their customer. They would be the person who can handle it. And
however it works. I mean, the main thing is that we want to expand big time. We know that with more people who are passionate about this, who want to come on board, let's do it. For right now, everything will be commission based. So we'll have that pretty dialed to have it be like, hey, if you make X amount of calls and you get X amount of people, this amount will order. Then after the reorder, this is how much money you'll be making. And you can do so from your home. And we'll have Zoom calls in the morning or Zoom calls in the evening, and we can go through this together and really get this thing hooting and hollering, huh? That was bad. That was a bad joke right there. That was a bad joke. Yeah, I think that's really it when it comes to the sales. We're gonna put up more videos. Please leave comments below. Is this something you'd like to be a part of? Do you have friends or family members who are, loving D8, love our products, and would love to maybe entertain how to be a part of it? Because we get people asking all the time how to be sales reps, and we want to be more than just a sales rep, but at the same time, we want a sales rep, right? So it's we want to do things differently, and we want to really expand into a lot of different states. So what would be the next step for people who wanted to be a part of this?
You tell me. Contact us. If somebody's. I like to go out to reach out to people who look like they could be good. I'm more proactive. That's as a recruiter, my style. But if people have an interest, they should send a resume.
Okay, they can send a resume, and we have them send it over to Steve at OWLS.
Yeah, that'd be good.
All right, so let's do that then. And we'll also have some. We can also put up some links online. We will have some group interviews coming up, so we'll also put that online. But if you're watching this video, you're entertained, you're thinking about coming on board.
I don't think they're entertained today. This isn't that entertaining.
Are you not entertained?
We're not giving them enough.
Are you not entertained?
Let us know.
And if you haven't watched Gladiator, please watch Gladiator if you didn't get it. We're live.
All right, I'm live.
We're live.
Good to be live.
So, we want to talk about, we're here today. We're going to start this again right now. Okay, so,